A so-called ISIS bride facing terrorism charges has been freed on bail under very strict conditions, which include she surrender her passport and observe a curfew. Rayann El Houli, charged with travelling to a declared conflict zone and joining Islamic State, allegedly travelled to Syria with her late husband and children in 2014. A Victorian court found the mother of four's risk of reoffending to be relatively low. Despite allegations, she showed extremist material to her young children. The decision marks the second successful bail application by an accused ISIS bride. For more, Jahan Kalanta, criminal lawyer, joins us live. Good morning to you. Why has this alleged ISIS member been granted bail?
Well, the purpose of bail is not to determine whether someone has or has not committed a crime. It's to determine whether the risks they bear to the community can be ameliorated. And the onus is on the defence to prove in terrorism cases exceptional circumstances, which they managed to do. So she is allowed to be at liberty, subject to strict conditions, until we determine, whether she has or hasn't committed this offence.
OK, let's look at some of the allegations towards her. They include showing her children extremist material, attempting to persuade family and friends to travel to Syria, not participating in a de-radicalisation program. How has the court been able to prove that she is no longer a threat then?
Well, the court went through each of these factors in its judgment, saying that the material comes from about 2018, that there has been no offences since she came back into the community some 8 months ago, and it's a balancing act. It's always going to be a balancing act. The court can never certify someone is safe or will not commit offences. What they try to do is take all of the factors into account and make a decision, which is what the court has done here. OK, so they've looked at all that. She's been released under what the magistrate called strict conditions. How will she live while she's out? The conditions are fairly strict. There's a curfew, surrendering of one's passport, can't go within 100 metres of a place of worship. She will be basically living day to day until this matter is determined by the courts. And if she steps one toe out of line, there will be, she'll be taken back into custody. Her brother also had to put up a substantial amount of money, which would be at risk if she offended or broke the rules of her bail. Yeah,
somewhere around $50,000 as we understand it. What are the next steps then?
Well, the matter is still going through the legal system, and as I understand it, her defence team has said that they intend to defend the charges. So we're at the start of a very long climb, at the very start of a very long mountain. She has entitled to a day in court, and she's presumed innocent until the matter's finally resolved.
Yeah, and often these court cases can go for several years, can't they?
I think this will be a very long case. Information out of a war zone always takes longer than you expect. I think we are in for a very long hearing.
OK, Jahan, thank you very much. Here's Sherbo.